and the time in India is 8:30 a.m. Okay, Haryana government launches drinking water projects to 66 villages in no district. Basically, drinking water का problem है वहाँ पे हरियाणा में. So they have decided that they will going to launch this. The opposition alliance that will take on the ruling NDA in 2024 Lok Sabha elections will be called Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, and a 11-member committee will be set up for the coordination in the next meeting in Mumbai. Delhi Teachers University, which is run by Delhi government, signed a 3-year memorandum of understanding with Rand Corporation, a public policy think tank in United States. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena to meet today to decide on new DERC chairperson. Excise policy case, the Council of Nair and Boinpalli, the copy of the charge sheet filed by the CBI before the trial court is not on the record of the High Court. Vijay Nair की case है ये. Punjab government releases 183 crores under post-matric scholarship scheme. Dr. Baljit Kaur has declared this. Punjab Assembly session convened on 19 and 20th June 2023, not in breach of law and procedure. High Court advocates are saying that. Punjab Gurmeet Singh Kudian brainstorms with delegates of Croatia and Sri Lanka to make agriculture profit. Sri Lanka के साथ discussion है. Navi Mumbai, Aam Aadmi Party to strengthen party in Navi Mumbai ahead of NMMC elections. MP में जिले कितने हैं सवाल पर हाथ जोड़ने लगी पटवारी परीक्षा की टॉपर पूनम कर रही जांच की मांग. That's what पटवारी स्कैम जो MP में हुआ था जहां पे बीजेपी के लोगों को पटवारी का जॉब्स इजीली मिल गए थे. No land record, riverbeds usurped in Himachal, illegal constructions in Dharmasala, Kangra and Unna, multi-storied buildings collapsing into swollen rivers has become a common sight whenever Himachal encounters torrential rain for 3-4 days at a stretch. Government has issued cancellation orders last week. The government has ordered the cancellation of regularization of 138 employees. The employees who had political connections were illegally regularized during the previous Congress regime. This is about the regularization scam in the previous government. A common man's high-speed train with Vande Bharat performance to be launched in October. ICF General Manager BG Malia is saying that. Abhi common man's train एक आएगा, it seems. फिर उसके बाद the finance department gives go ahead to merge 371 debt-free buses of Kunbus into Punjab Roadways. Chima has decided that. CM Bhagwat Mann bats for regular registration of drones to check its use for drug peddling. Lists path-breaking initiatives taken by Punjab to check drug menace in virtual meetings with the Union Home Minister. NMDC fixes ore prices at 4,950 per ton. India rises 5 spots in passport strength ranking. PSU bring banks in real danger of privatization. AIBOC. Punjab में Sangrur में there was a breach with regards to the submerged fields in the Moonak area of Sangrur. Several residents who have witnessed floods since their childhood say it was for the first time that the raging Gaggar has caused such a mayhem. They say the authorities have literally given up on plugging breaches in embankments. Listed firms have to make all business deals public. ये गवर्नमेंट ने ऑलरेडी डिक्लेयर किया है. RBI slices tomato inflation to find 5 interesting facts. In the last mile battle with inflation, the RBI will have to contend with pricey tomatoes. The price of tomatoes have risen dramatically in recent weeks, spurting above 160 and even crossing 200 in some parts of the country. McDonald's took tomatoes out of its food items in certain locations, and many eateries as well as households started using purees instead of tomatoes. In its article in the latest RBI bulletin, analysts warn that the spike in tomato prices is a serious concern. Spillovers from tomato prices spikes into prices to other commodities and unhinging inflation expectations remain a major concern. Increasing amplitudes of price spells over the years calls for improving the supply chains to contain overall inflation volatility. The article, which is part of the RBI's bulletin, however, does not represent the views of the central bank. Next, $500 billion corporate debt storm builds over global economy, according to the many of the economists. um, Listed companies must disclose to public all information on business deals and arrangements that have bearing on their prospects. SEBI last week tightened the listing obligations and disclosure requirements regulations that mandated firms to reveal all contracts and arrangements pertaining to strategic, technical, manufacturing, and marketing tie-ups to boost transparency. Rishi Sunak's popularity sinks to the lowest since UK premier took power. Naga woman's killing puts tense Manipur on the edge. It is very disturbing. बोल रहे थे. Farming under the barrel of a gun in Manipur, rice cultivation is the biggest casualty of violence. It seems Manipur's rice cultivation has reduced by 74%. It seems. Northeast में Manipur is one of the biggest cultivators of rice. It seems. फिर इसके बाद Rajasthan government tables bill to guarantee minimum income to its citizens. Underreported COVID deaths, inflated bills, PAC support suggests probe by independent agency. Punjab Vigilance Bureau gets 2-day remand of IAS officer Popley. Out of 5,961 dope tests in 2021 and 2022, only 114 on Indian cricketers. Data has revealed this. Uh, RTI reveals Indian Olympic sports persons have been under the constant scrutiny of NADA. 1,717 tests on athletics alone. But many star male cricketers have not been tested in the years 2021 and 2022. Cricket has been under the government-run anti-doping agency MBIT in August 2019, while ending years of defense from the cricket board. Government officials back then vowed all cricketers who should be tested every year. But it looks like बहुत सारे star cricketers like Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, some Mahendra Singh Dhoni, they have not been tested until now. It seems. Amul director has now returned to Congress from BJP. Army JNK avenge May Poonch attacks for Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist gundown. Delhi liquor scam में High Court grants interim bail to YSRCP MP Maniganta Srinivasulu's son Raghav Reddy. 2-day interim bail to Brijbhushan Sharan Singh, Vinod Tomar on the rape cases that have happened with the wrestlers. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman meets a Chinese counterpart to discuss G20 financial agenda. 4 advocates picked for appointment as judges. The 4 judges these recommended for appointment were N. Sendil Kumar and G. Arul Murugan, Madras High Court, Manjusha Ajay Deshpande, Bombay High Court, and Kurubarahalli Venkataramareddy Aravind, Karnataka High Court. Noting that Sendil belongs to scheduled caste community, the collegium said his appointment as a judge will enhance the representation on the bridge to marginalized communities. Regarding Murugan, the collegium said the candidate belongs to OBC category. His appointment as a judge will facilitate greater representation to OBC. Regarding Manjusha, the representation of Deshpande would add to the representation of women in the bench of Bombay High Court. Manipur government wants public not to take law into their own hands. Why northeastern states must improve their business and export ecosystem? Because the rates inflation in northeastern states have increased by almost 12% since the Manipur crisis has happened, it seems. According to the Export Preparedness Index 2022 revealed that the northeastern states of Manipur, Sikkim, Tripura, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram are performing below the national average in terms of the exports. The vice chairman of the report, Suman Berry, aims to evaluate India's export scenario. And he ranked that in India, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat have got the highest amount of export scenario, and most of the northeastern states have very low export scenarios, it seems. In fact, the lowest has gone to Arunachal Pradesh, second lowest has gone to Meghalaya. Arunachal Pradesh has got 19.92 score. A Supreme Court asked Manipur to raise its grievance about limited internet before the High Court. Directly they have asked the Supreme Court, so he said that. सो एक फेक न्यूज है रिसेंटली the Quint Times 8, G Salam, and many of the GTV have said that in Uttarakhand, a group of Kanvariyas had trashed a Muslim man driving a vehicle and overturned his car in uh, Haridwar. सुदर्शन न्यूज ने भी उसको खूब खूब देख भेजा था, but there is no communal angle in this one. In fact, the person who that was identified driving the car, his name is Pratap Singh, who is not a Muslim. We also found that Haridwar SSP Ajay Singh had issued a video statement clarifying that the incident was being falsely given a communal angle. He confirmed that both the parties in the case were Hindus. The man in the car was identified as Pratap Singh. His car hit and damaged a Kanwar, following which the Kanwarias present there vandalized his car. A case was registered in the matter by Pratap Singh. Uh, uh, Rich countries on track to raise $100 billion climate funds, it seems. India and Argentina are discussing purchase of Tejas jets, BrahMos missiles. 12 Indian athletes under WADA watch. Dope agency also probing 97 whereabouts failures of 70 others. For the Asian trials, some of the people who have actually said that some of the people who has framed some allegations on Brij Bhushan have been sidelined. For example, Punia and Pogat, Vinish Pogat, I think they have been exempted from Asian Games trials. A 700% jump in tomato prices gives windfall to farmers in India. Mehul Choksey has been removed from Interpol database of red notices now. Now he can roam around all over the world. Experts urge Yadav MPs not to table forest bill in. Yeah, experts urge Bhupendra Yadav, environmental minister and members of parliament on Tuesday, urging them not to table the forest conservation amendment bill during the monsoon session. They have sought more time to submit subjections to the joint committee of parliament studying the draft legislation. Public feedback on the proposed legislation ended on May 18th. As the devastation impact of climate change and environmental degradation became clearer, highlighted in the recent floods across North India, this is the time for the government to reaffirm its commitment to protecting the country's immense biodiversity. A letter by 400 ecologists follows several such petitions by retired civil servants, experts on forest rights, opposition MPs, and people and groups from Northeast, legal and policy experts. Parliamentary panel is expected to submit its report during the monsoon session starting July 20th. In its first phase, 17 municipal corporations and Gautam Buddha Nagar will be transformed into safe cities utilizing AI tools. Lucknow mein. Man government decides to increase pension of freedom fighters from 9,400 to 11,000 per month. फिर इसके बाद Prime Minister Narendra Modi has unveiled a new terminal building of Port Blair Airport, built at an estimated of 707.73 crores. The terminal building is shaped like a shell and depicts the natural environs of the islands. Uh, फिर इसके बाद Supreme Court to hear Rahul Gandhi's plea in defamation case on July 21st. Chief Justice of India likely to be hearing as the head bench. London-based renewable energy advisory firm Green & Co is opening its first office in Kolkata. Mamta has called them to come up with environmental solutions for taking on the Sundarbans actually. So they are opening their first offices in Kolkata. Okay. Internationalization report on internationalization of Indian rupee. Reserve Bank of India has sent an interdepartmental group of internationalization of INR. This report is drafted against the backdrop of India's rising importance in global economic landscape. It seems to strengthen financial markets, several measures are suggested, including establishing a global 24/7 INR market, integration of onshore and offshore forex markets, adding Indian government bonds to global bond indices, harmonizing know your consumer requirements, and integrating onshore and offshore forex markets. Among the long-term goals with a horizon of 5 years and above, IDG recommends measures to ensure the inclusion of INR in SDR basket. These are some of the things, and they also said that let's expand the RTGS system for settling international transactions also. This also they have said. Uh, these are some of the news which I have as of now. Anybody wants to say anything?